Chapter 3, Plant Kingdom. In the previous chapter, we looked at the broad classification of living organisms under the system proposed by Whittaker 1969, wherein he suggested the five kingdom classification, which are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia, and Plantae. In this chapter, we will deal in detail with further classification within kingdom Plantae, popularly known as plant kingdom. We must stress here that our understanding of the plant kingdom has changed over time. Fungi and members of the Monera and Protista having cell wall have now been excluded from Plantae through earlier classification placed them in the same kingdom. So the cyanobacteria that are also referred to as blue-green algae are not algae anymore. In this chapter, we will describe algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms under Plantae. Let us also look at classification within angiosperms to understand some of the concerns that influence the classification system. The earliest system of classification used only gross superficial morphological characters such as habit, color, number, and shape of leaves, etc. They were based mainly on vegetative characters or on the androecium structures system given by Linnaeus. Such systems were artificial. They separated the closely related species since they were based on a few characteristics. Also, the artificial system gave equal weightage to the vegetative and sexual characteristics. This is not acceptable since we know that often the vegetative characters are more easily affected by the environment. As against this, natural classification system developed which were based on the natural affinities among the organisms and consider not only the external features but also the internal features like ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology, and phytochemistry. Such a classification for flowering plants was given by the George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. At present, phylogenetic classification system based on evolutionary relationships between the various organisms are acceptable. This assumes that organisms belonging to the same taxa have a common ancestor.